All right, here is Chime. So at Ask Chi Anything, and tonight I'm actually going. Oh, camera's weird. Let me try this again. Is the camera looking all weird like that too, or just me? Let's take a look. Let's take a quick look at the computer system. Sometimes things are weird. Let's see. Is it frozen? Look, what's going on? All right. Computer are being weird, so we're gonna just try this. All right. Something went weird with the web page. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and use my laptop because that's how we become resourceful. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to hi guys, it's Chime here at Ask Chi Anything. And again, sometimes computer issue is weird, sometimes it's fun. You just have to kind of be resourceful and kind of see what's going on. And I'm here with Kissy, a little new buddy, and we're gonna, spend an hour talk about different things. One of the things I would like to kind of talk about here. Kitty did it. Oh yeah. Well, Kitty went away. So let's take a look. Yeah, it's community relationship and community connection because you know we like to talk about community, and I don't always think people understand what that means. And I'm still kind of navigating and figuring out what that means for me sometimes, because a lot of time people think of community like as if it is just a geographic or a demographic of people, like the queer community or the community of Douglas County, or the community of Roseburg, or women's community, or whatever it is. And I see as all of those, and I see as not all of them altogether either. And so a lot of time, like, what does it mean for community for you guys? Like, I know that for some folks who work at certain places, their work is their community. Like, and, I've been volunteering at Saving Grace a lot, and that has been a really you know uh, let's see, a really good space, for me to, be able to support the animal community, the animal welfare community, to really support the greater Douglas County, and really be able to like say, hey, this is something I can contribute, I can offer, as well as watching the amazing people at Saving Grace and seeing all this great stuff they do there, because at Saving Grace they don't just deal with just Roseburg, they deal with all of Douglas County, and that's pretty big for a small organization here in a rural area. Also like unlike places where like just a private nonprofit, like well, it is a private nonprofit, but it does get funding from the county and the city, and so with those fundings mean they have to serve everybody. And yeah, so like there is a community there, because of the service they do, and so there is a geographic community, you know but I don't know. Like again, one thing I just like. Well, I feel like I want to talk about that because, especially last Saturday, myself and the rest of the Umpqua Valley Rainbow Collective, we did this event, the Big Queer Party, which I had talked about a couple of times, and being able to like serve the community, put something out the queer community, the LGBTQ community, need, or seem like they need it, of a space to connect, to create community, to build community. That is, amazing, because one, we like we know that like things like pride, things like visibility is important and representation is more important, but we also a lot of time just want to be able to hang out and be with each other and enjoy each other company and see ourselves reflected in others in our community, not just like the circle of 20 people we around, but like you know at that event, just so in case if you didn't come and you're watching this, there were over 200 people in attendance, 200 people in this little picnic in the park kind of event. And like that's a pretty big number for a quote unquote community that is Roseburg or Douglas County. And and I know like it's nothing in compared to the Pride Parade or anything like that, but it is a space for a lot of folks to connect. You get to eat food. One of the culture that I like to bring out, and a lot of folks in our groups and community that we try to kind of bring in the value is breaking bread. When we eat together, when we laugh together, when we play together, we're really able to build that bond together. And that's something that you don't get just it's not just something you get one time a year. You get having to do things multiple times a year. So that's kind of thing. uh, but yeah, it's pretty uh, you know like amazing, because another thing, like some of the feedbacks I've gotten, it's like, wow, I get to like really connect with folks, because right now, as we still doing a lot of stuff here in the Umpqua Valley with the Rainbow Collective. um, we're starting to create more spaces for LGBTQ folks, and for other folks, allies and other folks to connect. But there aren't really a lot of spaces. And here's something that I'm also like curious, because like you know even when I hear from straight people in general community wise, there aren't a lot of spaces for community to come together, and unless like maybe you hang out at the bar, or actually been really amazing community for me, because I get to do something I really enjoy and connect with people who from all walks of life that I might never meet before, and but because we have this one common thing about axe throwing, that's been really fun. So like having more spaces like that, and having spaces that don't necessarily have to be alcohol based, is also really important. And and I think like that's one something like we're looking for is how do we create spaces where we could create community that's not necessarily alcohol based, or also as a space where we could be family friendly. We could bring a kid. One of the problem we've been, addressing, well, not addressing, we've been talking about within our group is childcare. While we want to, do the work we're doing, and we want to be able to support the work we're doing, But unless one of our spouses or partner or whatever watch the kids, childcare is always going to be a problem. Like, who's going to watch the kid while we want go out and connect with our community? And not everybody can afford babysitting. Not everybody um, can have babysitting. Not everybody can trust babysitter. So how can we create that space that are family friendly, and that adults can also hang out too? So like something that kids could do as well as adults. So like that's also part of community building. Is like when we address an issue, we cannot just think of it like one thing as a singular isolated thing. We have to think about it wholeheartedly, because everything is all connected, like family, spouses, recreation, food, work, and just all kind of things. Like, so how do we bring it all together? All right, so I'm coming back on live because apparently my computer, I think it's Mercury retrograde now. My computer and everything doesn't want to work right now. So now I'm on my phone. And if anybody's still watching this, great, you're welcome to join back on. If not, I'm proceeding forward because I am about to get this done. I don't care. And if you can hear this, you can see this, holler out, because this is, all of us. Like, ask me question, ask me anything. But today I kind of want to just like talk a little about community building, community building. Another thing also, like, why I like to talk about this is because I myself as a realtor is not isolated. My work, my job, is not isolated from the community. My clients, people I serve, are part of the community, and how I support them, how I serve them in this area is part of also community development. Housing is literally community. And one of the challenges right now is there's not enough housing and not enough affordable housing. So, while I am excited about the great housing market, I'm gonna be real, because of the high prices. I also recognize that a lot of folks are not able to afford, or being priced out, or cannot afford of the price increase. Of the 15 to 20% price increase here in this area. For your mortgage 2 months ago, payment that if you were looking to buy were like 1,200, now it's 1,500, because of the increase of 2% interest rate. So like, how do we support our community? So there's just a lot of different things to consider. When we talk about community, how do we, as real estate agent, not only help clients being strategic about buying houses, but also like, how can we support better policy and better legislation to provide more affordable housing, more housing being developed and built in everything, because those are important. How do we talk about homelessness, and house, and things like that. I know, like, people don't really want to dive into those questions because it's so taboo, or it's not good for the bottom line. But I think about that. I think about, like, what does it mean that one of my client, or previous client, who we were trying to buy them a house, get literally within a couple of months got priced out, and they might be worried about being able to stay at the rentals because of the owners potentially selling their home, therefore eviction. It's a lot. So when I think about community, I think about, like, how do we come together what are ways we can support each other, what are ways we can show up for each other, and different things like that. And again, we have a lot of ways to build community and connect. um, so it's like my question will be for a lot of folks, like especially with folks who are looking to be more involved in the community. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you feel passionate and called to do? Are you called to go to the nearest food bank and serve food? Or you're called to go into the nearest shelter and be part of the dog walking team and socialization team? Or are you called to be part of the community by like be part of like Blue Zone and support healthy eating and things like that? Or are you just kind of like something like myself, who as a Korean individual see the need for spaces for LGBT community and want to create spaces. So because here's also the difference between what I see a lot is there is a population and there is a community. Like anywhere, there's going to be a population of certain sector of people. So they could be a certain population of LGBTQ people, or certain population of Asians, certain population of blue collar worker or white collar worker or whatever. But are these sectors of people building community within themselves as well as in the larger community as a whole? Like we like to talk about Douglas County, as a community, and also there's a lot of regional, area. So like here, I'm in the North County area. There is Yoncalla, Drain, Elton. That's like one whole section of the community. And a lot of time, when you are kind of put further out in the outskirts, especially outside of Roseburg, a lot of people don't think about you in those areas. If you were Murder Creek, Widow, Tri-City, even Canyonville, people, they're lacking of resources to provide those. Not to say Roseburg has all the abundance of resources and everything's here and it's so great and dandy and daisy and poppies and whatever, but when there's a concentration of funds or whatever, outside community are not aware. So those are geographic community. But how we like look at all those like geographic subculture or different culture, different population, and think about it together. And how do we mingle together? And how do we make space? Like I know I'm asking a lot of question here, but it's something that I think a lot about, and I'm not, maybe you think about too. Like have you thought about like with also with a lot of shutdown and the mandates and everything are have been removed, what is it that you're looking to do? Like a lot of time people say like, hey, it's time to go party, it's to go time wine tasting, it's go to the clubs and the bars and the concert. Are those just things you're doing just because you want to do, or those are part of like you desiring to connect and build connection and community from that? I feel like with the experience I have last Saturday with the big queer party, um, that it's a desire to connect. It's a desire that we as a community, population, whatever you want to call it, want to be together. So anyway, this little guy wants community too. He's connecting with my little cat. So anyway, I'm just ramble on. So if you guys have any chiming anything, I've been having a lot of technical difficulties this evening, and right now I'm also having natural language because it's really nice and bright outside and love the weather. So yeah, like so here's a question I want to ask for the people who's watching. Who are your community? What communities are you part of? How do you define your community? Is it geographic? Is it population, identity, culture? What is it? What how do you identify your community? So that's one of my questions. I'm gonna bring a couple of things up here too. Let's see. Just gonna get my computer here, and okay, I see a lot of comments. Saving Grace has a big event in Stewart Park this Saturday, 2 to 6. So, okay, yeah, that's a really big community right there. So, let's see. Pizza is finished for Cat. Message me for more detail. Anyone that is interested. I feel like there's a lot of message I'm missing. A lot of messages. See the thread. What are we looking? What are we looking at? Okay. So many replies. Oh wow. Walking in the gym and want to say hi, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up this on my computer because the other one decided to go back. It's quite annoying sometimes. I'm just gonna be honest. Can only do so much. But I'm gonna make this happen. We're gonna figure this out. So, all right, let's take a look at this. Because if anything, I am persistent and resourceful. Doesn't mean that always works. So, all right, let's take a look here. What do we got? Okay, putting this in my face. Take a look. A white screen, message me, Small to big, immediate family, fibs, their family. The rest, they're counting 15, 36 of us. Wow. Hawaiian and Irish like babies, then coworkers. So yeah. So family is definitely considered part of your community. Yeah, at least for some people. I don't always think of family as my community, but that's just me. You know, like for folks who's like your coworkers or your community. What makes that your community? Is it just because of proximity? Do you enjoy hanging out with them? What is it about certain folks that makes them part of your community? So, all right. This is interesting. All right, I'm gonna try something again. I'm gonna go see. Let me. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna go back in here. I'm gonna see. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm back over into the computer. Hopefully, these things will work. We'll see because I am just. I'm annoying. Computers are annoying to me, but gotta make it work. It is what it is. We gotta do what it needs to. So, I do want to say something next week. Next week, I am going to be doing the show with Spider King Studio with Jake Chanter. We're going to get an opportunity to talk about his new film that he's coming up in theater. I think it's in Jokopi Theater pretty soon in the beginning of June. All right. I'm coming back on here because apparently laptop doesn't want to do what it wants to do. So yeah, I'm gonna test these things because these computers are annoying me. So here's something interesting. Like for some of you, like you know, does community have to be like part of a geographic, part of proximity that really matters to you, or does community also means like kind of what's nearby, uh, things like that? See, and so here, let me see. I'm gonna stay on the Facebook phone, but I am gonna go on my Facebook computer just so I can read your comments because I don't know if it's gonna showing all the comments from you guys, and I really want to see those comments. So let's take a look here. Let's see. Let's make sure that everybody can see all the comments. All right. Yeah, and I'm really apologizing that all of these videos are not showing because it these technical difficulties things. It annoys me. I don't know how to always fix them. To this. Okay. All right. Here's all the comments. See, the kitty did it. Yes. So, all right. So, here's a question. You know, I got this little kitty. It's very different from Bootsy, and it goes on my shoulder. It hangs out with me all the time. Yeah. It's like a little spider monkey. I name it Kissy as Kismet, and it purrs and purrs all the time. So, yeah. Oh, so I'm sorry. I'm very distracted tonight. So, Saving Grace has a big event at Stewart Park this Saturday, 2 to 6. It's called Barks and Recs. Yes. So, and I think you guys have some good contests going on. You got pie eating contest, best leash, best tricks. You know, are you guys ever gonna be doing any kind of kitty event? Because yes, Daisy will be there, but what about the kitty? You know, what about Males and Rec? You know, kitty want to play too. Are you sleeping my shoulder? She's sleeping my. I think he's passing on my shoulder. I don't know what to do. Ooh, ooh. Like I don't know. Like I think there's like 5 of you guys on right now. Do y'all want to see my cat only, or you want to be the talk? Because I feel like y'all want to see the cat. And so let's see. Message me in more detail. Use support group every Friday at 5. So that is a great. Let's see. We need something like that for the teen LGBT. My youngins can use opportunity to meet more people. Well, we already. So Nicole, I don't know. If you read Kristen's post. We have a youth support group, but looks like it works. So, here's a question about community. What would people in the community want to happen? What do people want to do to build community? Like what it would be what like you want? You know, is it more fairs, more picnics, more boning night, skate night? What is it? Oh my god, this thing is like purring really loud on me. Yeah. So can you guys hear that? That he's literally purring really, really loud. Here. Look at his eyes. Ooh, karaoke, yes. We need a karaoke spot. Where is a good karaoke spot that we could do those things? Actually, Noel, tell us some of your karaoke nights and your schedule and your places you've been doing karaoke. Because I think some of our audience would love to know where you've been doing karaoke at and where we could join you. Like, what's going on Saturday? So, so this is kind of funny. There's like so much like things happening, trying to figure this out. And I wish I know why computer sucks sometimes because I don't know. It's like they're like a defrag button I need to press or something. Thing is. So, oh, oh, jump. Any question about the kitty? Let's see, I'm gonna take a look here. Okay, looks like somebody posted earlier. I didn't notice this, but posted earlier on my page. Say, how do I find out what my house is worth? Well, so for people who's watching and you want to find out how much your house is worth, give me a call, send me a text. All I need is just your house address. Prefer that that know some information like how many bedrooms, bath, any upgrades and stuff. If possible, I would like to take a tour of it. And with that information, or those information, I could give you all the details you need about how much your house is worth. So, okay. Noel say, well, tonight we're Idle Hour Tavern downtown from 8:30 to midnight, and on Fridays we are out in Glide at Narrow Tavern, and we're looking to find a family-friendly place for karaoke in town. So, if anybody did have a family-friendly place to do karaoke, we got somebody who's want to do that. So, give us some hint where we could do that, because it'd be nice to have a regular family-friendly place that's not always a bar to do karaoke. So, let's see what else. Also, Noel, don't you guys do work as scoreboards as well? Like, is that weekly, or is that just a once a month kind of thing? So, what are you doing? So, let's see, rolling in Delphi, is it? Anybody know anything about skating? What anything about skating? Skating rink. So, all right. Sorry. Okay. So, other than that, I am gonna Google some stuff about community. Yeah. How this works. Are you guys here while I try to figure this thing out? Okay. So something interesting. As of the 2020 census, the population of Douglas County is 111,201. I thought it'd be like 120. So sometimes I DJ for them on Saturday nights if they need someone to fill in. Wait, so at scoreboards, do they have a DJ already? I did not know that they have a DJ already. That'd be fun. Let's see. So with pretty much 110,000 people, 111,000 people, you have all of Douglas County. And let's take a look. I'm Wikipedia this thing because trying to get more information about it. Okay. We have, let's see. As far as population wise, it doesn't really show that we actually grown very much in the last 10 years. It's estimated that in 2021, we estimated 100 and also 11,900, so 112,000 population. So that is really interesting. It's like barely changes. So, anyways, so I don't know. I was thinking about just like talking about community because um a a population of people aren't really community. That's just a population. That's just a demographic. What is it that build community is like connection, relationship. And how do you build trust with each other? How do you build uh partnership? How do you build camaraderie? And how do you show up for each other? So, yes, they have a DJ Cholo every Saturday night. Oh, that's pretty cool. DJ Cholo. All right. So, all right, I am looking at something really interesting. Let's see. Like, here's something I'm also interested. I'm curious what people think. With the advent of internet and social media in the last 10, 20 years, a lot of people are using online spaces as their community spaces. So are online spaces really community? Like, is your Facebook feed really community? And this is one thing I've noticed is that just because somebody, like a bunch of people like my post, you know, is that really community? I know I know for me actually because I've worked with a lot of them. I'm in the physical community a lot. But if you never offline, if you are just this person that's online all the time, and like maybe like those like social media influencer, do they really have a community? Are they really making change in this world? Are they showing up for others? Are others showing up for them? Like, is it real? I don't know. Like, I rather, one of my biggest value, and I think that comes from my being Chinese, is breaking bread, eating food. If I can't eat food with my friends and enjoy eating food and having a good time with my friends and others, this might not be the space to be. And like, I'm not even saying like you have to cook food or you have to be good with food or be a foodie or anything like that. But just the mere fact of enjoyment of food, you know, is is a pretty big deal. And be able to laugh and just like there's something about eating food together is very vulnerable because you let your guard down during that time. You get messy, you get kind of gross. Um, if you like me, I eat and talk at the same time. That's not necessarily cute, but that's sometimes what I do. And but that show like if I'm willing to do that in front of you and I can't do that from you, then you are part of my community. And if I can't, maybe just not gonna work out, So, all right, see. Like, here's something I'm also interested in. It's like, me, I feel like a lot of time, you know, me being part of community is doing things that I can trust other people in that space without having to hide who I am, without to put some kind of mask or face on, and allow myself to be a little vulnerable, a little bit out of my comfort zone. And something that I would say do that is like, so uh, the Rainbow Collective is putting together a paint night. I would say I am not artsy crafty. I'm not any kind of aesthetic person or anything like that. And but but if I'm around people who I can trust and be vulnerable with and open, and I could be artsy crafty with them, that is something I'm excited to do. Because allowing myself to be vulnerable is it's part of like being part of community. It's doing stuff that I wouldn't do in any other circumstances. So, let's see what else I got here. Okay, see, people just trying to kind of see what else is going on. Let's see. This whole meta thing, I really don't understand. Like, is it Facebook still meta? Like, I can't tell the difference. So, like, here's also a thing, like, having, like, be almost, like, nowadays you have, like, how the, like, social media and Facebook and all these other big corporation that are essentially sourcing or organizing our community. And they said this is the kind of group we should be, this is what we should do, this is how we should do it. It's a lot. So, and I just like I don't know how I feel about people like Facebook or Google deciding what is my community or what will be a space for me, what will be a space for somebody else, and how do we do that? So yeah. So yeah, work will be great. So okay, let's see what else. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's see. Somebody's asking me about affordability of home and rent. Um, Rents are going up pretty significantly. Even though Oregon has certain caps, but it does allow for a certain amount to be increased. I am not a rental specialist. I am not somebody who's, do a lot of the, tenants and stuff like that. I don't property manage, but I do know, like, as far as rent goes, like, especially here in Douglas County, like, previously you could rent a house for, like, about 5 years ago, you could still rent a house for, like, $1,000 or $1,200. Now it's, like, looking about $16,000, $1,600. And, it's almost as much as mortgage. But mortgage requires you to have money down or closing costs or whatever, and be able to be very strategic. One of the things I love here in Douglas County previously, or still do, hopefully do, is that because it's considered rural, the USDA loan is such a great way to provide opportunity for people to get in, to buy with 0% down. And depending how you strategize it, you might be able to put the closing costs in the cost of the loan or of the price. Is right now it's just not quite there. So again, I talked about earlier about how housing affects our community, and right now, because the stress of housing, I wonder, does it contribute to the fracturing of our community? Like, it create, people are struggling or stressed or having a hard time. They're limited in places to rent, they're limited places to buy. uh, there's still a lot of opportunity to buy. I'm not gonna lie about that, but also I do know that income has not increased for a lot of people to match up with their with the increases of home price. So how do we reconcile all that? And how do we support each other in the community? How do our government support us, the community, to make it worthwhile, to live here? What's the quality of life as to be a community member here? So, uh, anyways, I don't know. I think this is a great topic, but it's hard to just talk about it by myself because it's it's a really in depth, and it could, like I just been doing, going all over the place, and you know like community building is a big part because we are social animals. We want to be with other people. We want to be with other people, and that's beyond our partner, our spouses, or anything like that. We want to be, with our tribe. We want to be out to mingle. And how do we create spaces, safe spaces for that? So, and that's continuing to be one of those big factors. Like, how do we do that? So, yeah. Let's see. Um, oh, I just got yes. So we earlier on, I think some of the chat mentioned about support groups. So we do, the Rainbow Collective do a LGBT youth support group every Friday at 5. We also do a women's support group on Friday as well. And it's at 6 o'clock, and it's like every other Friday. And on those other alternative Fridays, we do a friends and family support group. So if you're interested in being involved in those support groups, that's great. If you need more detail, please hit us up. We are actually considering to do a men support group, but we need men facilitator to do those. So if that is something you are interested in facilitating, especially if you are already in the counseling and therapy arena and want to do something like that, please contact us. We'll be happy to talk to you and see how we could support you in starting those support groups. Yeah. See, what questions do people have of me? Because this is not just cheese talk anything. It's ask Chi anything. And I got Kissy here. Here. I got Kissy here. Ready and eager to answer your questions. This is such a quiet kitty. Ooh, ooh. Quiet kitty. I mean, it's like so chill. I feel like this one is even more chill than Bootsy. Because I remember Bootsy was like attacking my face when I first got him. And was attacking Daisy and everything. But this one's just chill. All right, we got about 11 minutes or 10 minutes of me chiming on. Any other questions that y'all have? I feel like people have a bunch of stuff they want to ask previously, but then they got shy. So, let's see what. I wish I know what's wrong with my computer because it would have been helpful to not have it crash like 20 times. Like, do people out there like know how to do things with computer? Could maybe help me because it is a little annoying. Let's see. Optimize. I'm gonna restart my computer in a normal way. Hopefully, it'll be good. Yeah. So in the couple people that's listening, here's a question. What does pride mean to you? Is pride community? And what does pride community look like? Love to hear your thoughts. I feel like this is like I'm like Dr. Evil. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Okay, don't compare me to. So, anyway, for those who's listening, again, next week we'll be with Spider King Studio. We will be on with them from 6 to 7, just our usual. And we're going to talk about the next video, next film, and we're going to talk about, the one that's going to be in theater. And we're also going to be talking about the different projects they have going on. And, just everything. And if you are interested in supporting a local filmmaker and supporting a local artist and also even being involved, they are a good one to be involved with because you won't, like like Jake Tranter, he is a really young guy. What is he now? 21 now, and he has big vision for our community. He has vision of having a big studio, making big film production. Bring Hollywood. Well, not like bring Hollywood, but essentially redefining what Hollywood should look like, but in a way that here in Roseburg, here in Douglas County. So yeah, so I'm excited to be interviewing him and talking with him about his next project, what he's doing and stuff. And maybe and even I share with y'all his vision of community, his vision of like why he's doing here. Because like I remember when there's an article out about his not this film, but the film prior. A lot of people ask like why Roseburg? Why do this in Roseburg? And the question I have is like, why not? You know, Roseburg in Douglas County is a beautiful place, has amazing people, and why not? We should do these kind of things here. So we should always be able to do what we can to support our community, support our people, support the work and the youth here because when we could be able to create opportunity and create amazingness here, we don't have to worry about, you know, people leaving here or the economy going away because of lack of economic growth and stuff. What I'm seeing is there is, a lot of possibility of economic growth. So, eh, so it's just you and me. All right, we got about 5 more minutes. So sorry for all those who saw this, error and a couple of times it went away and everything. I wish I know how the computer, function and why they break and why, you know, cameras break and other things because things, I don't understand. So, but that's also the thing is that they don't always work the way that you like things to work. And all right. It's pretty impressive, like how photos attract so many people? How many people want to see things, want to see what's going on, and how, like, it just attracts. It's interesting. Yeah. Anyways, it's like computer is not working again. And I know it's a couple minutes and I'm actually ran out of ideas, ran out of things to say. So unless anybody who is still watching and have some questions, I need to chime in, turn off a little early. Because I am tired. I am still barely recovering from the other night. From the event, from planning, from everything. And I would like to get some sleep. So, oh hey Cherry, you chiming in now? You want me to go to bed now, or you wanna chime in? You wanna say hi? So tell us what's exciting in the Cherry world. You got anything to say about Etchini thing? Hey, who else is coming in on to say hi? Who else got some wanna see what's going on? Because ooh, that's weird. Bees and what's it? I know when you feed them wet cat food, they bound to have this wet cat food smell. But I feel like sometimes wet cat food makes them smell like poo. I want to pop in and say hi and all. That's Karen Smith. I just got home from work. Well, I hope you get some rest because I am about to chime out and get some rest myself. So, well, oh man, coughing on my cat. Look at those blue eyes. I hope they never go away. Am, am I going to the dog events for Saving Grace? Heck yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna enjoy, hang out, and I'm gonna, depending how Daisy behave, I might bring her with me. So if y'all go be there, Saving Grace, Parks and Recs this Saturday from 2 to 6. Come down, enjoy, have fun. Free vaccination, contest, everything. So come join us, come check it out. It's going to be fun. And I am about to chime out. Ooh. All right, let me see. Okay. Bye, guys. I'll see you.